Some cars are just cars, and some cars are something else. They have a personality. You know what I mean? Tiggy No Ken's 1997 Chevrolet Blazer was one of those. He got it back in 2000. It wasn't new, but it was new to him. This Blazer was a two-door model, painted a deep forest green, the kind of green you see on a pine tree right after it rains. It had character. Over the years, the paint got a few scratches. Each scratch told a little story. A close call in a parking lot, a stray bicycle in the driveway. It wasn't a show car, it was a life car. You could tell a lot about a person from their car. This Blazer said Tig was a practical guy, no frills. It had cloth seats, a simple radio with a cassette player, and windows you had to roll down yourself. That little crank handle, remember that? It was a workout. The air conditioning was a bit weak on the hottest summer days, but the heater worked like a blast furnace. Now, on a cold morning, that thing was your best friend. It was a reliable, honest machine. It did its job without complaining. It was the kind of car you could depend on day in and day out. This Blazer wasn't just for commuting, it was a part of the family's adventures. Tig would pack it up for weekend trips to the lake, fishing rods, a cooler full of sandwiches, and towels all crammed in the back. The kids would argue over who got the front seat. The sound of the engine was the sound of freedom, the sound of leaving the work week behind. It rumbled down dirt roads and navigated city streets. It was a witness to countless conversations, arguments, and sing-alongs. It was more than just metal and glass. It was a rolling scrapbook of memories for Tig and his family. By the end of 2005, the Blazer had seen better days. It had a lot of miles on it. The engine made a few strange noises. Little things started to go wrong. A light on the dashboard would flicker for no reason. A rattle would start, then disappear. It was like an old friend telling you they were getting tired. Tig knew a change was coming. He needed something bigger, something a little more dependable for the family. But letting go of a car like that, it's not easy. It's like saying goodbye to a part of your life. It's a tough decision. Then came January 5th, 2006. A new year, a new car. Tig decided it was time. He drove the old Blazer to the dealership one last time. It felt strange. He traded it in for a brand new 2006 Chevrolet Trailblazer. This thing was a big step up. It was a four-door model, painted a sleek, shiny silver. It looked modern, it had that new car smell. You can't bottle that smell. If you could, you'd be a billionaire. It was the smell of a fresh start, a clean slate. This was a different kind of vehicle for a different time in his life. The Trailblazer was a whole different world inside. Power windows. You just press a button. What a concept. It had comfortable leather seats and a CD player. No more wrestling with cassette tapes. The air conditioning was ice cold. It had more room for everyone. The kids could have their own space in the back. No more fighting over who sat where. It was quieter on the road, smoother. It felt solid, safe. It was a family car for a growing family, a car for the future, not just the past. It was a serious, grown-up machine. Driving the Trailblazer home was a new experience. It felt powerful. The engine was smooth and responsive. Everything was so clean. There were no mysterious stains on the seats, yet no collection of old coffee cups in the holders. It was a blank canvas. Tig felt a little sad leaving the old Blazer behind, but he was also excited. This new car represented progress. It meant he was doing well, providing for his family. It was a symbol of success, parked right there in his driveway. It was a statement. The Trailblazer quickly became the new workhorse. It took the kids to soccer practice. It handled the grocery runs. It went on long family vacations. The silver paint gleamed in the sun. Tig took great care of it. He washed it every weekend. He kept the inside spotless. This wasn't just a vehicle, it was an investment. It was a source of pride. It was the machine that would carry his family into the next chapter of their lives. It was doing the same job as the old Blazer, but in a totally different way. More comfort, more style. Why do we get so attached to these things? They're just machines, metal, rubber, plastic, but they're not, are they? A car becomes a part of your story. It's the silent character in the movie of your life. It's there for the big moments and the small ones. It's the first car you drive after getting your license. It's the car you bring your newborn baby home in. It's the car you take on that unforgettable road trip. The car is the setting for so many of our memories. It's a time capsule on wheels. Think about it. The songs you hear on the radio in your car become the soundtrack to that period of your life. You hear a certain song years later, and boom, You're right back in that driver's seat on that specific road on that specific day. The conversations you have in a car are different. There's something about staring out the front window, not having to make eye contact, that makes people open up. You have real talks in a car. You solve the world's problems, or you just sit in comfortable silence watching the world go by together. For Tig Eno Ken, his Chevrolets were more than just transportation. The Blazer was his youth, his early family days. It was full of hustle and making do. It was about the journey. The Trailblazer was about arrival. It was about stability, comfort, and having a bit more. It marked a different phase of his life. Each car held the feelings and experiences of its time. When he looked at the Trailblazer, he didn't just see a car. He saw his family's safety. He saw the rewards of his hard work. He saw the road ahead. People who don't care about cars don't get it. They say it just gets you from A to B, but that's not true. It gets you from A to B. It's about the feeling you get when you turn the key. It's about the pride you feel when you see it parked in your driveway. These machines absorb our lives. They carry our laughter, our tears, our secrets. They are the vessels for our journeys, both literal and metaphorical. They're a part of us, a very important part. Life is a lot like a road trip. You have a plan, but you also hit unexpected detours. There are smooth highways and bumpy roads. For Tig Eno Ken, his journey came to an unexpected end. On March 1st, 2008, he passed away. It was sudden, and it was a shock to everyone who knew him. He was a good man, a family man. He worked hard and he loved his cars. His time was shorter than anyone could have imagined. It's a reminder that we never really know how many miles we have left to drive. The silver Trailblazer was still practically new. It had just a couple of years of memories packed into it. It sat in the driveway, a quiet and shiny monument to the man who was so proud of it. A car can outlive its owner, and when it does, it becomes something else. It becomes a legacy. It's no longer just a vehicle. It is a powerful physical connection to the person who is gone. Every time his family saw it, they would think of him. Every time they sat in the driver's seat, they would feel his presence. The car was now a collection of his last few years. The CDs in the player were the last songs he listened to. The seat was adjusted to his position. The faint scent of his coffee might still linger on a cold morning. These small details become incredibly precious. They are tangible links to a memory. The Trailblazer was no longer just a symbol of his success. It was a symbol of his life. It was a piece of him that was left behind for his family to hold on to. A big, silver, four-wheeled memory. In the end, it's funny how these machines weave themselves into our lives. From a green 97 Blazer to a silver 06 Trailblazer, Tig Eno Ken's story can be told through his cars. They were the backdrop to his life as a husband and a father. They were reliable partners on his journey. They were more than just steel and chrome. They were the keepers of his story. And long after he was gone, his silver Trailblazer remained a quiet reminder of the man, the memories, and the road he traveled.